You doing that thing you do, breaking my heart into a million pieces, like you always do. And you. It's a beautiful song, my friends. However, this channeling session, it's a collective session. However, it's for a certain type of strong energy that I'm picking. And most of the channelings today, whatever energies I've picked up, they have been into the zone where you don't want to, follow into toxic love, where you're constantly running around, beating around the bush, going back and forth. So here, the person whose energy I'm reading right now, this person is literally like, you know what, I have enjoyed everything, falling in love, trying to get to know a person, but I don't need the toxic love. It looks good on the television, it looks good on the movies, in the stories, in the romantic world, where, it's like the lover is always chasing love. It's always so difficult, it's always like you need a happy ending all the time. And in real life, things actually start where this whole romantic bubble ends. So I got this very strong message today that there are some people in the ascension journey who are done with this type of love. They've become more practical and they are more spiritually mature, and quite a lot, has happened in their life. They value their time a lot. They have figured it out that time and space, it sort of works in a very different way. Time doesn't exist actually. It's a very nice saying by Albert Einstein. The time is actually relative to the person who's observing it. So why are we here? When you get into spiritual ascension, you realize that there's a reason why you're here in a place where people try to measure time and it's sort of quantifiable and it's like so many years have happened, 10 years, 20 years. In the golden age, the Treta, the Dwapar ages, people live longer. In the golden ages, people live very long. They live like thousands of years sometimes. And golden age is very long, it's comprised of many, many years. Treta, we know that Lord Sri Ram, he ruled for 1400 years. During the time of Mahabharata also, it was said that people used to live at least 600-700 years. So why were they able to live so long? What was the reason? That's because mentally they would not get old that fast, how people in dark ages get. In dark ages, you see on television, how do they program the minds of young women and men? They say, you need to buy an anti-aging cream at the age of 25. 25, that's the time people actually start figuring things out. They complete their education, a lot of them. That's the time they start figuring out things. It's literally like you've just started out and people are telling you that you've started aging. So they don't want these people who I'm reading for today, because it's not like just one single person. That one single person is actually is a representative of other people who have similar energy, who don't believe in this romantic illusion and delusion that's being set up by, people. Well, I try to forget you, girl, but it's just so hard to do. Every time you do that thing you do. So this sounds very nice. You would see in the music videos also, they always have these good looking models, attractive people. And in life also, we start replicating those things. We start looking for people who are going to physically arouse us, sexually arouse us, look good next to us. We don't know what they are inside. Inside they could be really like the most horrible person, most pathetic person. And I was given this word pathetic even in the previous channeling, which I've done on the other channel. So they are done with pathetic people, they're done with heartless people, they're done with people who consider others to be their slave. They don't want the toxic love anymore. No more, they're saying, no more toxic love. Keep it with yourself. Because this toxicity doesn't match with my energy anymore. I'm practicing ascension. I am doing inner work. I'm doing what a lot of people are not even aware about. I'm doing things that are mentioned in the Upanishads, in the Vedas, in the Puranas, for which you really need to get into it. If you're getting into the ascension lifestyle, you definitely have grace of God, because if you look at all the people around, they're literally asleep. They don't know. Like if you walk on the street and you see like thousands of people, or say even 50, 60, 70 people, they're all just going in some direction, just fulfilling certain chores, which they have no idea about why they're fulfilling it, why they're doing it. They have no concept of health. They have no concept of fitness. They have no concept of food. Health, fitness, food, these three things are so important for the body. Whatever you give to the body, your body can create your reality. You are a reality creating machine, a reality producing machine. Every day you are creating a new reality. But people don't know this. This is the most amazing thing to see. It is amazing, but it's also kind of sad. But then so many people, they don't know where they're going, what they're doing, what they're saying. So many people who are doing well for themselves, say materialistically, or they're very recognized, even they are just doing and saying things just to keep up that image. They're just trying to keep up to that image that they have built up. They don't like themselves. If you actually sit down with these people and you ask them, like literally, they'll only speak about materialistic things because that's the only thing they know about themselves. Genuinely, they don't know anything about themselves. And when such people fall in love, like they don't really even fall in love. They just fall into convenience. They are looking for convenience. And many a times people are fooling each other. Like men will tell you like, oh, I have all these amazing things and I can give you a wonderful life. The women will tell you the same thing to the men, of course. And only when they start spending time together, and some of the women and men are very manipulative. They can get a lot of proposals. They can get a lot of materialistic things, people at their feet. But when they come across that person who's on ascension, who's on mission, who's a spiritual warrior, they can't fool that person. So difficult to fool an ascensioner. So difficult. You can fool the twin flame. You can fool the star seeds because sometimes they may not be trained and sometimes they may not have yet reached the stage of Kundalini awakening. So yeah, you can fool them. But you can't fool an ascensioner because ascensioner is someone who is already in the game. They know the game very well. They know how to read your energy, your vibes, your behavior, everything. They know it. They know a lot. So they are telling this person that I don't want your toxic love. They're offering them the toxic love, offering them the bait, but they are like, I don't want that because I know your game. I know where it's going to go to. I know where it's going to end and what's the result of it. And I know why you're after me. You know that I'm a cool person. And this again is not gender specific. Most of the channelings about twin flame star seeds, these are not gender specific because the polarized masculine and feminine energy, it works in a very different way. Once it starts merging and blending into a singular energy, it takes time obviously, but that's when the things start changing because you're now experiencing femininity and masculinity at the same time. You are feminine in certain things and you are masculine in certain things. You are a provider and you are also a nurturer. So it's very interesting to watch your own self do a lot of those things that you would actually expect someone else to do for you. Or you see someone else with a certain, gender label doing the opposite things and they're purely heterosexual. You're going to meet a lot of attractive people. And these people are not just physically or sexually attractive. Their energy is attractive. They're nice people. They are like the type of people, you want to hang out with. But I'm telling you, There are, like, again, I'm being shown this vision. There are people, I can see the faces, there are people who look very cool, who look very chilled out, who look very spiritual. And sometimes they're going to say the right words, they're going to say the right things. But actually they are literally energy vampires. They're going to suck out the energy. And if it's a woman, she is definitely going to be the first one to make the move on a man. Definitely, for sure. Okay, and then she's going to be like a leech, onto his energy. Like suck out everything. Drain him completely. And the vice versa. If it's a woman, then she'll do it to the man. So one has to be very smart with these things, because people are nowadays because of the trends. The spiritual trend is also there, right? The yoga trend is there. The meditation trend is there. So people are like picking on to things and words and statements, and they are creating this personality, this very trendy spiritual personality. They look very nice, and they can go on like that for 2 months, 3 months. They can go on like that for 6, 7, 8 meetings. So others can't find out. But once they lock in to the target, then they are the ones who suck out the energy. So ascensioners are the people who can judge that very well. And that's why ascensioners take a long time now. They take a long time. They take their own sweet time to get to know a person. They know that 2-3 years is also not like totally enough to understand some people, because till the time you don't spend time with them, till the time you don't really know a person, you don't know what they are all about. It's very nice, hunky-dory, to meet someone for an hour or two, or just talk to them about stuff. But later on, when you get to know inside of them, like how they are within, then it's a different ball game altogether. So this was the message in the channeling, that I don't need your toxic love. Keep it with yourself. Don't even give it to someone else, because you need to heal. You need to work on yourself. And with their body language, with their maturity, with their, cool attitude, they can actually help people shift. And they can do it in such a wonderful way. Like without doing much, they can do a lot. And they can tell people that, what? It's very cool. How you are is pretty cool. But you can't fool me. So that also gives people a reason to work on themselves more deeply. Like, how did this person, without offending me or without doing anything like too much, how did they do this? Like, they are really inspiring me to become a better, more authentic person. So for your personal situations, you can check out the description box. It has all the details on therapies, on personal sessions, on Patreon. And yes, you can get my book, In the Name of Love, which is based on the journey of finding your ultimate soulmate, a very high vibrational book. Take only the Kindle copy, because I'm the one who's selling the Kindle copy. Anybody else who's selling the paperback, they are not doing it with my permission. Once you book the session, anything, if you book the therapy, write to me. Let me know that you've done it, because sometimes you don't get the contact, the email address, or the correct email address. So it can create some kind of a difficult situation over there. So thank you so much for being here with me. I'll see you soon in another one. One love and peace out. One love and peace out. And and you doing that thing you do, breaking my heart into a million pieces. I don't want to go through that anymore. Jai Shri Ram. All right.